ki Jai. Thank you, dear devotees, once again for being here for our last part of the Śrī Bṛhad Bhāgavatāmṛtam. We started the discussion on Monday and we introduced the life of Srila Sanatana Goswami, his inspiration to write Srimad Bhagavatam, how Rupa and Sanatan write a letter to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to Ramakeli, and how he initiates them as Rupa and Sanatan. Then following in our discussion, we spoke as to how Narad Muni goes on this quest or this search of finding the greatest recipient of the Lord's mercy or Krishna's mercy. And he starts his journey in Prayag. He finds a Brahmana in Prayag during the Magh Mass. We said Magh is the time of January and February. He starts with the Brahmana. The Brahmana says he's not the greatest recipient of Krishna's mercy. He directs Narad Muni to a southern king. Shripad Narad Muni goes to the southern king, speaks to him. The southern king says, well, whatever the Brahmana said is true, but there is someone who is superior to me, and that is Devraj Indra. In our yesterday's discussion, we saw how Narad Muni transcends Bhuloka and ends up going to Swarga. He goes to meet Indra, Devraj. And we mentioned as to how Indra accepts everything that Narad Muni says, but Indra mentions to him his past. And we went through Canto 4, Canto 6, Canto 7, Canto 10, giving different examples. Krishna in Dwaraka with Rukmini, with the ant, we gave that pastime also. And Indra says, well, I think superior to me is Brahmaji. Narad Muni goes to Brahmaji. And Narad Muni speaks all the glories, and Brahmaji hears. He says, well, all this is true, whatever Indra said, but there is someone that is more superior than me. Why? Because Brahmaji reminds him of the Brahma Vimohan Leela. And we brought about a parallel between Indra's Govardhan Leela and Brahma's Brahma Vimohan Leela, and how Krishna's mercy worked different. Even though both did aparad, the way in which Krishna saw that aparad was different. Brahmaji also chanted verses, Indra also chanted verses, but Brahmaji, it took some time for him to get the mercy of Krishna, while on the flip side, Indra got the mercy of Krishna faster. After that, Brahmaji directs Narad Muni to Lord Shiva, to Shiva Loka. And he goes to Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva hears all this. We spoke about Lord Shiva's glories yesterday. He's Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Lord Shiva hears all this. But Lord Shiva says, if I was the recipient of Krishna's mercy, why is it that I didn't get entrance into the rasa dance? If I was the recipient of Krishna's mercy, Krishna should have allowed me. But he didn't allow me. He made me the Dwarpal, which means I really don't think I am the recipient of Krishna's mercy. At the same time, we also mentioned that even though we are Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Lord Shiva still holds a very special position. We gave the short pastime of His Grace Radhesham Prabhu and Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj's interaction as to how Maharaj did not stop him from the worship of Lord Shiva, but as time progressed, eventually inspired him to wholeheartedly surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna or Radha Gopinath Ji. That's where we ended our discussions. So that was a quick recap of what we have done in the past 2 days. Today, in the limited amount of time that we have, we will go through the remaining quest of Narad Muni, the remaining travel of Shripad Narad Muni, and also end our first part of Bṛhad Bhāgavatāmṛtam, which is Narad Muni's search for the greatest recipient of Krishna's mercy. So let's begin. Let's chant these verses like we have been doing. Shuni Mahaprabhu kahe shuno dabir khas. Shuni Mahaprabhu kahe shuno dabir khas. Tumi doi bhai mora puratana das. Tumi doi bhai mora puratana das. Aji hai te duhar naam rupa sanatan. Aji hai te duhar naam rupa sanatan. Aji Raman. Srila Rupa Goswami Pada ki, Srila Sanatan Goswami ki. So let's continue. We spoke about Sanatan Goswami, the essence of Bṛhad Bhāgavatāmṛtam as to how it starts. We did all this yesterday. So Narad Muni visits Shivaloka. This is where we ended our discussion. Lord Shiva says, well, all that you said is correct, but I have a counter argument. And my counter argument is, I had to take a different form. I had to transform my form to get the mercy of the Supreme Lord. But I feel there is someone superior to me. Narad Muni says, who? He says, according to me, there's one person who's superior to me. Why? Because I had to transform my form to get Krishna's mercy. But for him, the Lord transformed his form to give him mercy. Who is it? Prahlad Maharaj. For Prahlad Maharaj, the Lord transformed his form. For Shivji transformed, the devotee transformed. But for Prahlad, the Lord himself transformed in a form that was never seen in the past. The Bhagavatam explains, Canto 7, Chapter 8, Text 17. The Bhagavatam writes, Satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam vyaptim ja bhuteshu akhileshu chatmana adrishyatam adbhutarupamudvahan sthambe sabhayam na mrigam na manusham. The Supreme Lord comes out from a pillar, stamba. But when he comes out, sthambe sabhayam, he comes out in front of the whole sabha. What is his form? Na mrigam, na manusham. He comes out not as an animal, not as a human. So this is that one verse from the 7th canto that encapsulates the whole pastime. For those who like verse memorization, this is a good verse. It encapsulates the whole Narsingha Leela in one verse. Right from Prahlhad's determination, his surrender to the Lord's reciprocation and the Lord coming out from the pillar. So Lord Shiva says, well, this is my counter argument. I had to change form, but for him the Lord changed form, which means हमसे बढ़कर तो वही है. You please go to Prahlad. Lord Shiva praises Prahlad. Can someone read this?
There is a greater recipient of Krishna's mercy than your father, me, and the other servants like Garuda, and even greater than the goddess of fortune. His name is Prahlad. He is famous throughout the world as the dearmost devotee of Krishna.
His name is Prahlad. And now Narsingha and Prahlad last few months was really trending. Right? It was really trending. Every congregation was practically, we in ISKCON normally we say we should not go to restaurants, we should not go to movies, but this is that very rare time when the congregation comes together to watch a movie. And every congregation across North America and even in India, you find even Prabhupada disciples and so many others, Brahmachari and Saffron, everyone were going to the theater to see the Supreme Lord. In Seattle also we were doing that. We booked a full theater. 350 seats, we booked everything. Of the 350, about 340, let's say, were devotees. The remaining 10 were upcoming devotees. Like Vaisheshika Maharaj says. He doesn't use the word non-devotees. Not yes, upcoming devotees. That's a good way of addressing, right? So you see everyone as a potential devotee, upcoming devotee. And for those 10 who were there, they were traumatized. They didn't know whether they came to a theater or a temple. Because with every scene, our devotees were saying, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Oh, bichare pareshan ho gaye, kya chal raha hai? They were they really wanted to understand what the pastime is, but our devotees already know the story. So they know what's coming up. And before the scene would come, devotees would say, Hari Bol. And you won't believe, when the first part ended, and then you have the intermission, the first part ended, our devotees had brought Kartal. Now you may think, okay, Kartal you can hide. I was surprised, it was a shocker for me. There was one devotee who brought Shankh. Oh, intermission start over, he like Panchajanyam Rishikesham, he started blowing the Shankh. And I was like, my goodness, is this some battlefield? And he blew the Shankh. And the Kartal started, and the full intermission was Kirtan. Pura Kirtan, and it became like devotees were doing a human chain. And they were dancing and jumping and my goodness, all our Sunday feast dance poses were there now in a theater. वो बेचारे जो 10 जन थे, I don't think they will ever again enter a theater. They got an experience for lifetime. And then when you see in that intermission, when the second part is about to start, there's like a timer, counter. 2 minutes, 1 minute, and then 1 minute becomes 59, 58, 57.
Yes.
Right. So our devotees saw that, and when they saw, when it touched 1 minute and now it was 59, 58, 57, as the numbers were going down, Kirtan speed was increasing. Because we wanted to get as many Mahamantras completed by the time second part starts. And then the movie ended, we all went outside. Then outside the theater where they sell popcorn and everything, wahan bhi Kirtan chala. My goodness, our devotees are really amazing. They can do Kirtan and they can do book distribution in places where we have probably never imagined.
In India, I heard Prabhuji, they went without chappal also.
Yeah, we entered with shuffles and then we removed.
Devotees are like,
Today I saw in Instagram some of the devotees from Canada, they are selling books to the police.
we spoke about book distribution. You remember on day 1 or day 2, I think yesterday maybe we spoke about.
So Krishna was the form of Nrsimhadev?
Yes, Krishna was the form of Nrsimhadev. Amazing, right? Small children are speaking about Nrsimha and Prahlad. Amazing.
Prahlad was in his form.
Yeah, Prahlad was his age. Oh, Krishna. So Lord Shiva says, I think greater than me is Prahlad. Srimad Bhāgavatāmṛtam very beautifully says, it uses an adjective to describe Prahlad. Please kindly repeat. Krishna, Graha, Grihitatma. Krishna, Graha, Grihitatma is the adjective used to describe Prahlad. What does it mean? It means, Krishna means Krishna. Graha means planet. Like we say, Graha Grast, Sade Sati, etc. Krishna, Graha, Grihitatma, he is that personality who is haunted by the planet called Krishna. That's how Shukadev Goswami introduces Prahlad. Who is Prahlad? Krishna, Graha, Grihitatma. He doesn't suggest Prahlad. He is Krishna, Graha, Grihitatma. ये ऐसे व्यक्ति है, साढ़े सात ही नहीं, इनके ऊपर कृष्ण नाम का ग्रह चढ़ गया है. Krishna planet is haunting him, which means basically he is Krishna conscious. It's just a different way of presenting. This is why our acharyas teach us that as devotees there are two options. Either we are under Graha, Graha means planets, or we are under Anugraha, mercy. Those who are under Graha will be under the influence of planets. Those who are under Anugraha, which means mercy of the Lord, will be away from the influence of the planets, because now Krishna Graha, Krishna is embracing them, like Nrsimhadev is protecting and embracing Prahlad. So either we are under Graha or we are under Anugraha, either planets or we are mercy. So we see here that all of these personalities, for Prahlad, the problem came from his father. For Dhruva, the problem came from his mother. For the Pandavas, the problem came from the brothers. For Rukmini, the problem came from the brother Shishupal. For the Gopis, the problem came from the husbands. For all of them who were so reverential in the Srimad Bhagavatam, for all of them problems came from their family members. But all of them had one commonality. All of them dependent on Krishna immensely. They were all depending on Krishna as if there is nothing else in their life except Krishna. So all of them, you see, problems didn't come from outside. Oftentimes in Kali, problems comes from inside. So many times I have seen, we were discussing yesterday after the program ended when we went home, that so many youth, they write emails, especially from India. I remember there's one girl who had written an email and she was from West Bengal. And she had said that, Prabhuji, I came in touch with the devotees. I want to practice, but my parents are not devotees, and because we are from Bengal, I am being forced to eat fish. But I want to practice no meat eating, but my parents are not allowing, and because I am dependent on them and I am young, even if I want to follow regulative principles, I am not able to do it. So then in that email she wrote, even for chanting they're against, she was 18 or 19-year-old. She said, because my parents don't allow chanting, I get up at 3 in the morning and chant when they're sleeping, and when they get up, I act as if I've just gotten up. She wrote that in an email, and I was so inspired that here is someone who just has come in touch with bhakti, and because parents are not allowing, you're going to the extreme where you want to please them, at the same time you want to please Krishna. Amazing, right? How many of us would be daring enough to go that distance to get Krishna? So, problems most often, like Prahlad, like Dhruva, comes from the family. In Srila Prabhupada's life, we see, one time when Srila Prabhupada stepped out of his house, he had, that time the transcripts of Bhāgavatāmṛtam were there. This is before he came to America. So his wife, Srila Prabhupada's wife who was there, was very fond of tea, chai. और घर में चाय पत्ती थी नहीं. There was no tea packets. So you won't believe what she did. The Lilamrita explains, she went out and sold the Bhagavatam transcripts, and in that money she ended up buying tea packets. When Prabhupada came, he had a shocker. He said, where are the transcripts? She said, I sold them for tea. Prabhupada couldn't believe. And that's where Prabhupada asked, do you want tea or do you want me? And she jokingly said, she said tea. But Prabhupada took it so seriously. That sparked the chain of events where Prabhupada decided to take Vanaprastha and eventually take sannyas. So even in Prabhupada's life, the challenges came inside the family. But Prahlad, being such a personality, is Krishna Graha Grihitatma. When Prahlad was put in a pit of snakes, Prahlad Maharaj is such a devotee. Prahlad Maharaj says, what is there to be afraid? Why? Because these snakes, they are the bed of my father. Vishnu is the father. Vishnu sleeps on the bed of snakes. Prahlad says, this is the bed of my father. Which child will be afraid of the bed of the father? Hiranyakashipu thinks, what kind of logic is this? What level of Krishna consciousness is this? Prahlad doesn't get afraid. He says, these snakes, ये तो मेरे पिताजी का शयन करने का स्थान है. This is the place where my father sleeps. What is there to be afraid? When he saw snakes. One time our Srila Prabhupada was there in a morning walk. And Srila Prabhupada, when he was there in a morning walk, you see, he would have the conversations. So one time he asked, his disciples were there, he asked, who do you think is the best animal? The best animal? Who do you think is the best animal?
Lions.
That's not Shikadev. Srila Prabhupada asked this. And there was one disciple, he said, Prabhupada, cow. Because mother cow, Gaiya Ma hai, so mother cow. Srila Prabhupada said, no, horse. So the disciple was surprised. Then Prabhupada said, horse, because horse has a very good structure. It can run a long distance. It is very muscular. It has a very nice appearance and it can do a lot of work. According to me, horse is the most best animal. So the disciple said, okay, Guru is saying so. It's okay. After a few months, Prabhupada was there in a room conversation. And Prabhupada again said, who do you think is the most best animal? Now that one devotee who said cow, he was there in the same room. He said, Prabhupada, horse. Prabhupada said, no, cow. He thought he can outsmart Prabhupada, said, no, cow. Srila Prabhupada was amazing. He exactly knew kaha bolna and how to transcendentally trick. So here we find Prahlad was there in a pit of snakes. When he was put in fire, Prahlad says, what is there to be afraid? This fire is the mouth of my father. When we do yajna, it's considered the mouth of Lord Vishnu. So he says, ye to mere pitaji ka mukh hai. And which lion cub gets afraid of the mouth of the lion? The Supreme Lord is the lion, I am the lion cub. This fire is the mouth, why will I get afraid? When he was given poison, Prahlad Maharaj says, this poison is my uncle. Now this was too much for Hiranyakashipu. This Krishna consciousness he had not seen. Hiranyakashipu said, how is the poison uncle? Prahlad says, in the Samudra Manthan pastime, from that same ocean Lakshmi ji appears. Lakshmi ji is my mother. But from that same ocean poison also appears. Which means the origin for poison and Lakshmi ji is the same. Which means poison becomes the brother for my mother Lakshmi. Which means poison becomes my uncle. Why will a child be afraid of his uncle? Hiranyakashipu thought, my goodness, where is he learning all this from? What connection is this? From 7th canto to 8th canto to Samudra Manthan to back and forth, and Prahlad had this amazing ability to connect everything to Krishna. Krishna graha grihitatma. There's a reason why Shukadev Goswami says that. So, Lord Shiva says, Hamse badkar hai Prahlad, you should go to Prahlad. Narada praises Prahlad. Can someone read this?
Now, after so long, I finally seen you, the true recipient of Krishna's full mercy. Now my efforts have borne fruit. From your very childhood, you have been endowed with pure devotion for Krishna. Such a spontaneous love has never been seen anywhere before.
So Narad Muni says, I was going here and there, and I went to even my father, but I think my greatest recipient of Krishna's mercy is my own disciple. My own disciple, I think, is the greatest recipient. We see in Prahlad Maharaj's prayers, Canto 7, Chapter 9, Prahlad Maharaj quotes different verses to glorify the Supreme Lord. And there's one verse that our Srila Prabhupada also used while being on the Jaladuta. Prabhupada wrote a famous song, Boro Kripa Koile Krishna Adhamera Prati. In that song, after about 6-7 verses, there is one verse that Prabhupada uses from the prayers of Prahlada. That is Canto 7, Chapter 9, text 28. Evam janam nipatitam prabhavahi kupe kama vikamam anuya prapatan prasangat kritvatmasat surasina bhagavan grihita soham katham nu visruje tava bhritya sevam. Prahlad Maharaj looks at Narad Muni and says, my dear Gurudev, I was going deep down into the ocean of material desires. But when I met you, O Gurudev, O Shripad Narad Muni, you pulled up your sleeves and have now pulled me from the deep dark ocean of material well, and now you're throwing me back to Krishna. How can I give up the service of that Gurudev who has enlightened my eyes, enlightened my heart? So our Prabhupada uses that verse of Prahlad to glorify his Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, and says, how can I give up the worship of my Gurudev, Srila Saraswati Thakur, who has enlightened my eyes and taken me out from the samsara chakra? One time Srila Prabhupada, we're talking about guru disciple. One time our Srila Prabhupada was in India, it was a Pandal program. And Srila Prabhupada was speaking. And as Prabhupada was speaking, there was mic problem. This mic that was there, that was falling down again and again. So Prabhupada called his disciple. And Prabhupada said something that is amazing. If the Smarta Brahmanas or Sri Vaishnavas hear this, they will go crazy. Srila Prabhupada called the disciple and Srila Prabhupada said, remove your Brahmin thread. So the disciple was surprised. Prabhupada said, remove your Brahmin thread and tie it to a recorder. The recorder was falling. Remove your Brahmin thread and tie it to the recorder. The disciple was surprised. Remove the Brahmin thread? Srila Prabhupada said, the purpose of the Brahmin thread is to serve your Guru Maharaj. I am telling you, remove it. What is the purpose of the 10 rupee Brahmin thread if you are not serving your Gurudev? I am telling you, remove it to tie it to the recorder so that I can give katha. So the disciple in front of the whole crowd removed his Brahmin thread, tied it to the recorder, and Prabhupada continued the class. Teaching by example that Guru's service is first. Not that we are attached so much to the Brahmin thread that Guru's service takes a back seat. His pleasure, his service is first, and these things come later. So here was Prahlad, very, very dear and very affectionate to his Guru Maharaj, Narad Muni. But Prahlad says, you say I am the greatest recipient, I have to refute. I don't think I am the greatest recipient. Why? Because for me, Narsinghadev came. He was there for a few hours. But after that, he left. But there's one person for whom the Supreme Lord was there for a very long time. And that is Hanuman. Srila Prabhupada in Bhāgavatāmṛtam writes, Prabhu Ramchandra was there with Hanuman for 13,000 years. 13,000 years. Prahlad says, for me it was few hours. For him 13,000 years, which means the Lord likes him more than me. Because he is not spending so much time with me, but he is spending more time with him. इसका अर्थ ये है कि हमसे बढ़कर वो है. Look at the level of humility, dear devotees. No one is accepting, yes, I am the greatest. Everyone directs to the other person and has a valid logical reason to back it up also. Prahlad Maharaj directs to Hanuman. Can someone read this?
But Hanuman is much more fortunate for many thousands of years, 13,000, he has enjoyed serving the Lord constantly without obstruction.
For 13,000 years, Hanumanji has served the Supreme Lord. And now you and I know how dear Hanuman is to the Supreme Lord. As we have heard the famous pastime of how attracted he is to the Supreme Lord. He one time saw Sita Devi, Maya Sita. And Maya Sita was having the sindoor. And he looked at Maya Sita and said, "What is this?" She said, "Oh, Ramji likes this very much. The sindoor, Ramji likes it very much." And Hanuman thought to himself, "Oh, if little sindoor Ramji likes, how much he will like if I give him more and more sindoor." Hanuman came back, full body drenched with sindoor. Ram looked at him and said, "What is this? What transformation is this? Which pastime is this?" He said, "My dear Lord, if Maya Sita is wearing little red color and you are liking it, I thought pura bucket ही डाल दिया तो कितना अच्छा होगा." Ram said, "What can I do of you, Hanuman?" Hanuman loves the Lord unconditionally. In another instance, there was a person who was there in the restroom. And inside the restroom, he was chanting Ram, 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 Ram. And Hanumanji broke the door, went inside. It was a person was inside the restroom. Hanuman went inside and punched him on his face. He didn't even ask why. Straight away punched him. The person said, "What wrong did I do?" Hanumanji said, "How did you chant Ram Nam inside the restroom? The name of Ram is so pure, you're chanting it inside the restroom. Mahaprasade Govinde." He punched him. And it was too much for the person to take. Hanumanji came back. And as Hanumanji came back, he saw Prabhu Śrī Ram. And Śrī Ram was sitting like this. Śrī Ram said, "My dear Lord, what happened?" Śrī Ram lifted his palm and it was completely bruised. Hanuman looked at Śrī Ram and said, "My dear Lord, who has the audacity to punch you?" Ram said, "You." Hanuman said, "Why? No, I wasn't even here." And then Śrī Ram narrates the story, which again illustrates that Nam and Nami are not different. The name of the Lord and the Lord himself are not different. As our acharyas explain, Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvam Nama Namina. भगवान का नाम और प्रभु स्वयं नाम ही अभिन्न है, कोई फर्क नहीं है. Our Hanuman is so dear to the Supreme Lord. One time Krishna was sitting with Rukmini and Krishna told Garuda that go and call Hanuman. So Garuda went and he flew. And when he reached Hanumanji, he said, "My Lord is calling you, please come." Hanuman said, "You go, I will come." Garuda reached and Krishna was waiting for Hanuman. Hanuman never came. Time was passing by, Hanuman never came. Krishna said, "Okay, let's do one thing. Go and tell him his Lord is calling him." And in the meantime, Krishna changed his attire to the attire of Śrī Ram. And Rukmini became like Sita Maya. And now Garuda went and said, "My dear Hanuman, your Lord is calling, please come." So Hanuman said, "You go, I will come." Garuda said, "No, last time also you said the same thing. You never came." Hanuman said, "You go, I will come." And before Garuda reached, Hanuman was already there. Pavan Putra. No one can defeat him. He's Pavan Putra Hanuman. Unse to tez koi nahi hai. Hanuman reached and he looked at Krishna, who was now dressed as Ram, and Rukmini was now dressed as Sita Devi. Hanuman looked. "My dear Lord, maja nahi aaya." Supreme Lord said, "What happened?" Hanuman looks at Krishna and says, "Śrī Nāthe Janaki Nāthe Abheda Paramatmani." My dear Lord, I know Śrī Nāth, that is Krishna, and Janaki Nāth are Abheda. I know this tattva, but Tathapi Mama Sarvasva Ramo Rajiva Lochanam. But still, my dear Lord, you did a good try. My dear Lord, I credit you. Achha prayas kiya. But my heart is still with Ram. I am sorry, my dear Lord, you didn't attract my heart. And Krishna is thinking, what kind of love is this? I am the same personality. I changed my attire, but still, his heart is sold out to Śrī Ram. Śrī Nāte Janaki Nāthe Abheda Paramatmani Tathapi Mama Sarvasva Ramo Rajivo Lochanam. So when Narad Muni goes to Hanumanji, Hanumanji hears all this. But Hanumanji says, all that what you said is correct. But what do you think? Did Hanuman accept? Hanuman didn't accept. Hanuman said, all this what you said is correct, but I beg to differ. I feel there is someone more superior to me, who is the greatest recipient of the Lord's mercy. Very humbly, he denied it. And he said, according to me, I think it is the Pandavas. Why? Because I served the Lord for 13,000 years, yes, but still he left me and now he is there with the Pandavas, which means if he liked me, he would have never left me in the first place. He left me, that means there is someone superior to his heart, someone more dear to his heart. And now he is there with the Pandavas, which means humse badkar Pandav hai. Very humbly, my dear Narad Muni, I think they are superior. One time, Srila Prabhupada was there in his room, and Srila Prabhupada called one disciple. It was night 1 o'clock. He called his disciple. The disciple came and sat. Prabhupada said, what were you doing? The disciple said, Srila Prabhupada, it is night time, I was sleeping. Prabhupada said, it is night for me also, I was not sleeping, why are you sleeping? So he said, Prabhupada, it is 1 o'clock, that is why. Prabhupada said, it is 1 for me also, but I am not sleeping, why are you sleeping? So he said, Prabhupada, I was working all day, that's why. Prabhupada said, I was also working all day, but I am not sleeping, why are you sleeping? So he understood his game is up. He didn't know what to say. He said, Prabhupada, you are a pure devotee, that's why. Prabhupada said, why are you not a pure devotee? He was scratching his head all this night 1 o'clock. So he looked at Prabhupada and said, Srila Prabhupada, what am I supposed to do? Prabhupada said, go back to sleep. So he went. And then as he was going, he was thinking, what just happened? Night 1 o'clock, my Gurudev wakes me up, plays a KBC with me, and then says, go back to sleep. Why? And then in his memories he says, at that time he was distributing books. And because of a lot of book distribution, there was a temple construction that was going on. So the funds were being directed for the temple construction. And he had the feeling in his heart that because of his book distribution, that funds that are coming, he is instrumental in temple construction. And Prabhupada realized this, even though he never told anyone. Prabhupada realized this and at night called him to humble him. Once he was humbled, he asked him to go back. So in his memories, he says, Srila Prabhupada had this amazing ability to understand the heart and he knew how to humble in a very easygoing way, but something that lasts long. So here Hanumanji was someone who was very, very humble. As we have said in all the 3 classes, that the trademark or the characteristic of a sadhu is humility. Trinadapi Sunichena is something that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave, but even prior to that, we had personalities like Sripad Ramanujacharya, Srila Madhvacharya and Kulashekar Alvar, etc. And all of them wore the necklace of humility. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu broadcasted it wide, but sadhu ka lakshan ye hai, the quality of a sadhu is Trinadapi Sunishana, humility. Of course, easier said than done, but Hanumanji displayed and he directs Narad Muni to the Pandavas. Śrī Nārada said, O blessed one, truly you are the dearest devotee of the Supreme Lord. Today, just by seeing you, I too have become dear to the Lord. This is that Ramayana movie. If the youth have seen, it's a Ramayana movie. It was created by Japanese people. 1992 or 93. Japanese people created Ramayana, and if you have not watched it, it's a must watch. You have watched it? Did you like it? Amazing, right? Ramayana. So we proceed. Hanuman directs Narada to the Pandavas. Now this is Mahabharata. This everyone would have watched. Right? You have different personalities and Krishna and Arjuna and it's a little, I was telling my wife also, like if I tell this outside, people may really laugh, but one of the favorite personalities for me, not from a spiritual side, I repeat, it's not from a spiritual side, purely from acting in this Mahabharata, I really like Shakuni's acting. It was very good. let's not put the spirituality to the topic, it's separate. But Shakuni's acting was very good. When he would meet Duryodhan and Mere Bachche and Karna and Angraj, all those dialogues was pretty interesting. Right, so you get so hooked on to it that you kind of, this is the spiritual binge watching. You go from one episode to another episode. I remember last year when I was flying to India from Seattle, I had downloaded episodes. And in the flight, I ended up watching like about 30-35 episodes straight. Because I already downloaded it, laptop was connected, ek pe ek. It's done really well. The children can watch it, adults can watch it, and it's pretty nice. So Hanuman directs Narada to Pandavas. Can someone read this?
But now he has descended to Mathurapuri, where he displays the summit of his opulence and power. All the mercy he has shown me cannot equal even a speck of the mercy he has shown the saintly Pandavas, any more than a molecule of earth can equal Mount Sumeru.
Yeah, Krishna showed a lot of mercy to the Pandavas, right? And you know it better than me if you see the Mahabharata. So many instances where Krishna helped. Now, Hanumanji is saying, one, the Lord left me and went to the Pandavas. But more interesting is, for Prabhu Shri Ram, I was helping him. But for the Pandavas, the Lord himself is helping them. The same thing Lord Shiva also says. I have to change my attire for the Lord, but for Prahlad, the Lord is changing attire. So they are putting themselves lower and the Lord's desire higher. That yes, I am doing it, but for that devotee, Lord who is doing that activity. For the Pandavas, he is personally protecting them. Can you remind me of some instances where Krishna protected the Pandavas in the Mahabharata? Lakshagriha, the wax. Yes. Akshay Patra, famous story, Durvasa. Akshay Patra.
The Bhishma Pitama took a oath of 5 arrows and said, tomorrow morning I will take these 5 arrows and kill 5.
Correct. Bhishma Pitama. Very good. Yes. Draupadi Vastraharan, the most viewed of this Mahabharata that we see. And it's very emotional. If you have seen that scene, it's a very emotional scene. It's a very, very emotional scene. I can't imagine when in reality how it would have been and how difficult it would have been for Draupadi, and how Krishna out of nowhere, there's a Govinda Sari Bhandar that comes to protect Draupadi. Again shows the same point. Nam and Nami are not different. Because Krishna was not physically present, but she called out, Agre Kuruna Matha Pandavanam Dushasanenat Rita Vastra Keshad Krishna Tadakrosha Ananyanatha Govinda Damodhar Madhaveti Govinda Damodhar Madhaveti Govinda Damodhar Madhaveti Govinda Damodhar Madhaveti Govinda Damodhar Madhaveti. Draupadi calls, and Krishna, just by Govinda, Damodar and Madhav, these 3 names, Sari keeps coming. So again, for those who say where it is given Nam and Nami are not different, there are so many examples. Yes, what other instance where Krishna protected Pandavas? Poison, yes.
And stopping sun
He said
in the
something.
battlefield of Kurukshetra in the
Sunset.
like evening, sunset.
Jayadrath, oh yes, very interesting, right? Krishna is amazing.
He protected Uttara's home.
He protected Uttara's womb from the Brahmastra. What happened?
He was saying that for a long time, but he was so shocked.
Yes. Parikshit, yes, protect the womb, right? That first time only, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He protected Uttara's womb. He protected. Huh?
From Karna's arrow.
From Karna's arrow, correct. He put the chariot down, right? Krishna protected there also Arjuna. Yes. What else? Huh?
From Bhishma, he took the wheel.
He was ready to break his own sacrifice of hum astra nahi utayenge, and he was charging with the wheel, and Arjuna begs him, my dear Lord, please don't do it. It's wonderful.
End of the war, Arjuna came down off the chariot first.
Correct. Arjuna came off the chariot first, yes. What else?
Srikhandi coming in front of.
Shikhandi! Shikhandi pastime, right? It's eventually the Lord who orchestrated it. Male, female, female, male. It's very common these days. You find it like in schools, colleges, universities, etc. But Mahabharata also we have female becoming male, then coming back for one day and then killing Bhishma Dev and so on and so forth.
Prabhuji,
हाँ जी बोलिए.
like Krishna was like on a rope.
Krishna was
On the rope.
Damodar. हाँ, yes, correct. Damodar. He is to the point. सीधी बात, no bakwas. प्रभु जी महाभारत ठीक है. Let's straight away come to Vrindavan. Correct. Thank you. In Hindi they say, right? बच्चे मन के सच्चे. So in this way we find Krishna protected the Pandavas in so many instances. Krishna helped Subhadra get married to Arjuna. And Krishna is interesting personality. What he does, he tells Subhadra, he kidnaps Rukmini, he inspires Subhadra also to kidnap Arjuna. What did I say?
Subhadra, you said Arjuna.
Subhadra and Arjuna getting married. Krishna inspired what he kidnapped, the way he kidnapped Rukmini, he guided and inspired Subhadra to do the same thing to kidnap Arjuna. Because Subhadra was scheduled to get married to Duryodhan. That's what Balramji wanted. Another story. One time one person came to my Guru Maharaj. And Srila Guru Maharaj was speaking about this. That how Krishna kidnapped Rukmini and got married to her and Subhadra, etc. So one person came and in Hindi he said, Maharaj ji, ye sab to theek hai. Everyone follows Hindi? Pretty much. I will translate also, but first I want to say in Hindi. वो हिंदी का अलग मजा है. He went to Guru Maharaj and said, Maharaj ji, ये सब तो ठीक है, लेकिन भगवान है वो ठीक है, लेकिन ये सब अपहरण करते ये ठीक बात नहीं है. रुक्मिणी का अपहरण कर दिए, वो 8 कन्याओं में से एक और का अपहरण कर दिए, वो अच्छी बात नहीं है. भगवान है ना, क्यों अपहरण करते हैं? And he went on saying the same thing. So Srila Guru Maharaj after one point looked at him and said, आपको क्यों इतनी तकलीफ हो रही है? आपका बहन का तो अपहरण नहीं किया ना? Why are you getting so much problem? He didn't kidnap your sister, right? You say, stay quiet. My goodness.
Actually वो अपहरण भी नहीं किया, आपकी बहन को तो उठा के नहीं लिया ना?
आपको बहन को तो उठा के लेके नहीं गया ना? Yes. Oh my goodness. There is some sweetness in Hindi. Like when you translate to English, it may not do justice. Some things in Hindi, there is maja. So Krishna, we see, the Supreme Lord protected the Pandavas in so many instances. And Hanuman says, I think better than me is the Pandavas, you should go to the Pandavas. Narada Muni goes to the Pandavas. The Pandavas greet Narada. Can someone read this?
Narada chanted at length of the glories of the precious treasure which Hanuman had spoken. Krishna favored on the Pandavas. Narada accompanied his words by playing his veena.
So the Pandavas heard all this. And they said, yes, what you're saying is true. Krishna has protected us in many instances, not denying that. But he comes to us only when we have problem. When we have problem, that time is coming. But otherwise he is staying with the Yadavas. Which means better than us are the Yadavas because he is spending more time there. यदि व्यक्ति कोई एक स्थान में अधिक समय बिता रहा हो, it only means that he likes that place much more. He is coming to us when we are having problems, yes, true, but otherwise his heart is with the Yadavas, which means he likes the Yadavas more. So according to us, Padhariye, I think you should go and meet the Yadavas. And you see, it's across spectrum. Whether someone can be in the pastimes of Ram or someone can be follower of Nrsimhadev, someone can be Bhumandal, someone can be Indra, someone can be Brahma, someone can be Shiva, someone can be the Pandavas, whatever the rasa is, all of them are speaking the same language of Ami Tumhara Das. That my dear Prabhu, you are superior than me, I am no one. In the Gaudiya Math, they had put a article in the newspaper during Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur's time. And the article read, it said, anyone who can come to the Gaudiya Math and chant 64 rounds, we will take care of everything. Your food, your stay, your clothing, everything. Just come to the Math and chant. Now, as we know, it's very difficult. Not everyone would volunteer. And it's a lifelong thing. One person turned up. He went to Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur. Correct. She's surprised. One person came to Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur and said, I read that article. Is it still valid? Saraswati Thakur said, yes. Can you chant 64? He said, yes, I will try to. By your mercy, I will try to. Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur said, yes, please come. And all day, every day, all his life he kept chanting. So much so that his godbrothers had a little problem with him. Why? Because he would not do the cooking. He would not do dishwashing. He would not do mopping. All day just chanting. So they complained to Saraswati Thakur that look at him. He is not helping in other services. Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur said, the day you also get so much taste in Harinam like him, you can also sit at one place and chant. So all his life he chanted just in that one article. And he was the famous Srila Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj. Who was known throughout the world for his chanting. Srila Shripad Ayendra Prabhu says, I learned to do kirtan because of Babaji Maharaj. Bibi Govinda Maharaj in his one class was saying, I learned what is kirtan, how to do kirtan by Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj. Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj at one place he says, I learned the basic beats of Mridanga by watching Srila Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj. If someone popularized and revolutionized kirtan in ultimate sweetness, it was Srila Babaji Maharaj, our Prabhupada's godbrother. All of that just by one article. So one time when he was asked, someone came up to him and said, who are you? He didn't say, I am Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj. My Gurudev is Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur. I do kirtan every day. He didn't say all of that. When he was asked, Prabhu, who are you? You know what he said? He said, Guru Das ei mora parichay. This was the one line that he quoted. Guru Das ei mora parichay. The servant of my spiritual master is my identity. It's my definition. Thank you. Guru Das ei mora parichay. Hum Guru ke sevak hai. This is my identity. Nothing more, nothing less. So here also we find all of them have this very humble mood of Gopi Bhartur Padakamalayur Das Das Anudas, being the servant of the servant of the servant. So the Pandavas say, I think you should go to the Yadavas. And interestingly, it's not the Pandavas who directly say it, it's Kunti Maharani who says. The mother steps forward and says, I think you should go to the Yadavas. When Narad Muni goes to the Yadavas say, according to us, you should go to Uddhava. Uddhava is superior. Kunti directs Narada to the Yadavas to Uddhava. Why Uddhava? Because Uddhava was very dear to Krishna. When the message of confidentiality was supposed to be sent to Vrindavan, he picked Uddhava. Uddhava was so special, he looked like Krishna, he walked like Krishna, he talked like Krishna. When both of them would stand, it would be difficult to understand who is Krishna, who is Uddhava. And Uddhava was very scholarly. Shastra में बहुत बड़े ज्ञानी पंडित थे. He is very scholarly. The Srimad Bhāgavatāmṛtam explains, Vrishninam pravara mantri Krishnasya daita sakha Sakshat Brahspati Shishyo Uddhavo Buddhi Sattama. Canto 10, chapter 46, text 1 of the Srimad Bhāgavatam. Who's Uddhav? Sakshat Brahspati Shishyo. He is the disciple of Brahaspati. Now you may think, what's the big deal in this? The big deal is Brahaspati only had Devatas as his disciple. Brahaspati's disciples were all Indra, Chandra, Agni, Vayu, Varuna. Uddhav became the only human disciple of Brahaspati. Now it's a big deal. All your godbrothers are Devatas, you are the only human. It speaks volumes about Uddhav. Very, very Shastrik, very scholarly. One time Srila Prabhupada was in an auditorium, and as Srila Prabhupada was speaking, one person got up and said, Swamiji, all this is okay. You are speaking Shastra, this is very good. Do your disciples also know Shastra? You are speaking Shastra, I can understand. Aapke jo disciple hai, a few disciples had come with Srila Prabhupada. Do they also know Shastra? And one of the devotees or one of the disciples who were there was Yamuna Mataji. So this person said, "Does she also know Shastra?" Prabhupada looked at Yamuna Mataji and said, looking at that person, "Yamuna knows all Shastras." Yamuna Mataji was thinking, which Shastra is Prabhupada referring to? Because movement has just started. Prabhupada said, "Yamuna knows all Shastra." And Prabhupada said, "I can show you a live demo." Prabhupada said, "Yamuna, please get up." And now Yamuna Mataji her heart is pumping and racing. I don't know what my Gurudev is going to tell me in front of a packed auditorium. And Prabhupada says, she knows all the Shastra. And now just to show you that she knows all the Shastra, Yamuna, can you please chant Ishopanishad? So Yamuna Mataji said, okay. Now the catch was Yamuna Mataji only knew five verses of Ishopanishad. 5 shloki pata hai. So she started. First verse, second verse, third verse. There was a pin drop silence. First done, second done, third done. As third was done, she was going to the fourth. Heartbeat was going fast because 5 hi pata hai. She finished the fourth verse. She finished the fifth verse. Prabhupada said, enough. See, Yamuna knows everything. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And that person was convinced. Because he didn't know the heart of Yamuna Mataji. That confidential thing only Yamuna Mataji knew. But Prabhupada exactly, very mysteriously, after 5 verses, he said, Yamuna, stop. See, she knows everything. So Uddhav was like that, very big Pandit, very erudite scholar. Narad Muni went to Uddhava. As Narad Muni went to Uddhava, he started speaking to Uddhav. And Uddhav heard all of that. Who's Uddhav? In the 11th canto of the Bhāgavatāmṛtam we see. Please kindly repeat. Krishna is saying this. This is canto 11, chapter 14, text 15. Na tatha me priyatama. Na tatha me priyatama. Atma yonirna shankaraha. Atma yonirna shankaraha. Na cha shankarshano na shrir. Na cha shankarshano na shrir. Naivatma cha yata bhavan. Naivatma cha yata bhavan. Krishna is saying, my dear Uddhav, Na Atma Yonir, who is Atma Yoni? Brahmaji. Na Atma Yonir, na Shankara, not Brahma, not Lord Shiva, na cha Shankarshana, not Shankarshana, that is Balramji, na Shri, na Lakshmi, naiva Atma, not myself. 5 people. Brahmaji, Shivaji, Shankarshan Balram, na Shri Lakshmiji, and naivatma, not myself. Krishna says all these 5 people are also not dear to me as much as you are dear to me, hey Uddhav. Na tatha me priyatama. You are my such a dear priyatama. I am not dear to myself as much as you are dear to me, hey Uddhav. Not even Brahma, not Shiva, not my brother Shankarshan. Now these are big personalities. So this gives you an idea of who is Uddhav. You're not talking about a small person, he's a very big person in the eyes of Krishna. Narad Muni goes to him. When Narad Muni goes and glorifies Uddhav, Uddhava says, all that what you said is true. And I also thought what you're saying is true until I went to Vrindavan. When I was in Mathura, I thought, yes, this is true. There is no one better than me who knows Krishna, who is a recipient of Krishna's mercy. But Krishna sent me to Vrindavan. And when Krishna sent me to Vrindavan, my thought changed. My perception changed. In the land of Vrindavan, when Uddhava went to Vrindavan, he first met Nanda and Yashoda. This is a very long discussion, so I'm really going to breeze through because we find devotees do a seminar just on Uddhava going to Vrindavan. My Gurudev, if you go to ISKCON Desiratory, he at one point he had given 38 classes on Uddhav going to Vrindavan. Not Vrindavan experience, just Uddhav going to Vrindavan, 38 classes with Veer Raghavacharya, Vallabhacharya, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Shripad Harisuri, Sanatan Goswami, different 11. He would open up 11 commentaries and he would give class because he is MA in Sanskrit, so he did not require English translation. He would keep 11 commentaries. यहाँ बलदेव विद्याभूषण ये बोलते हैं, यहाँ विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर ये बोलते हैं. So 38 classes he spoke just on this. So I will not do any justice by speaking for 5 minutes, but in the discussion that we are having, I just scratched the surface. Uddhava first meets Nanda and Yashoda. When Yashoda Maya sees Uddhava, Yashoda Maya feels it is Krishna who has come. Now you can imagine how similar both of them would be. How similar both of them would be. I oftentimes, after every class, in every congregation, there will be at least one person who will come up to me and say, Prabhuji, हम आँख बंद किए, हमें लगा अमरेंद्र प्रभु बात कर रहे. It is very same. I'll tell you one story. There was one reel that came up, and in that reel there was only audio. So I was saying Vyadasya Charanam Dhruvasya Chavayor, that verse. I was saying how age is not the criteria to get Krishna, Buddhi is not the criteria to get Krishna, ityadi. Rup Goswami dete hain. I was quoting that, but it was only audio. So that reel came to my mother. She sent it to me. She sent it in our family group. Hum char the. She sent it in the family group, and she wrote. So I call my brother as Anna, because older brother, right? So she wrote, Anna spoke this in one class. And she heard it. My father heard it. My brother heard it. I also heard it. All four thought it was my brother. It was actually me. So not y'all. Sometimes I also get confused if I hear, was it me or was it my brother? Later I saw that video. It was in Houston Temple 2-3 years ago. Then I saw, wait a minute, this seems exactly same. Then I was just laughing at myself that apna hi awaaz pehchan nahi paya main. Actually, even my father's voice is very same. If you hear my father, my brother and myself, if you close your eyes, all three will be same. The only person who can recognize is our mother. This was one rare instance where she also got fooled. Because normally mothers can recognize, but otherwise anyone else, फट से लगता है ये तो वही व्यक्ति है. I was in one place, I don't know where it was, some place, and one person came. It was in temple class, so one person came pretty much at the end, and he had come to take darshan. So he came, and then I was giving class. He was from distance. He was looking at me, and while speaking, you look at the audience, so you understand who is saying. And he was looking at me, so I was also surprised. Why is he looking at me for such a long time? And then at the end, he came and said, when I came inside, I thought Amarendra Prabhu is speaking. Then I thought, if Amarendra Prabhu is speaking, why temple did not publish any flyer about Amarendra Prabhu? But the voice is same. Then I thought, maybe this person is trying to imitate Amarendra Prabhu. I said, no Prabhuji, we are brothers. I mean, our voice is same. So it comes naturally. So I had to convince him about my identity that I am naturally the younger brother, Prabhuji. It is coming naturally. Sometimes people, it's funny. I mean, I have interesting instances in different places.
I think little bit different.
Little bit different.
Stress some words. And
some stress on words. But maybe pretty much same. Almost same.
Obviously, your appearance also, I feel like.
You see, every place. Some places I have heard people say, Prabhuji, there is only one difference. He is little plump, you are little lean. Chasma bhi hai, correct. Now he also wears specs. He also now wears, occasionally. So anyway, so the reason I was saying this is not to glorify my brother or myself. It was in connection to how Mother Yashoda got confused between Uddhav and Krishna, thinking that Uddhav is Krishna. Because they look alike, they speak alike, ityadi. Then finally Mother Yashoda got to know, no, it is Uddhav. Then Uddhava goes to Srimati Radharani. When Uddhava, this is the last few minutes, dear devotees, of our discussion. Of our 3 days, now we are about to end. I think I should have not said that. Now you know who is the recipient of the mercy. Anyway, Uddhava goes to Srimati Radharani. And when he goes to Srimati Radharani, he has an experience of a lifetime. When he meets Srimati Radharani, that time Srimati Radharani is talking to a bumblebee. And interestingly, that's the same time Uddhava also comes. When Uddhava comes, Srimati Radharani looks at the bumblebee and speaks indirect messages, but it is meant for Uddhav. Like she looks at the bumblebee and says, "Hey Madhupa," Madhu means honey. Madhupa means the drinker of honey. So honeybee is the drinker of honey, produces honey. But Uddhav is also in this context called Madhupa because he is drinking the sweet association of Krishna's presence in Mathura. So, hey Madhupa, but Uddhav is standing here looking at the bumblebee, hey Madhupa, and then she says, Masprusha, don't touch me. Why? Because at that time Uddhava was, the bumblebee was trying to get to the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. At the same time, Uddhava was trying to offer obeisances to Radharani. So indirectly Srimati Radharani says, hey Madhupa, Masprusha, don't touch me. Go back to Mathura to your master. Now she says it to the bumblebee, but it's an indirect message to Uddhav. And Uddhav has never seen anyone so transcendently mad in love with Krishna. When the gopis of Vrindavan, when they took Uddhava to different places where Krishna had performed his pastimes, one of the places was the forest fire episode. When they went to the forest fire episode, the gopis of Vrindavan, they said, this is the place where Krishna swallowed the forest fire and he asked all his friends to close their eyes. And when the gopis said this, that Krishna had asked his friends to close their eyes, at that time Srimati Radharani, as she was hearing this, she also closed her eyes, thinking that Krishna will swallow the forest fire of separation in her heart. Just like he swallowed the forest fire for his gopas, Radharani thought, Hamare liye bhi Krishna will swallow the forest fire of my separation from Shama Sundar Shri Krishna. Uddhav could not understand. He had not seen such kind of love. Why? Because Brihaspati had not taught him. Why? Because Brihaspati himself had not learnt it. You can learn it from someone who knows it. Brihaspati himself had not been introduced to Braj Bhakti. But now Uddhav saw it firsthand. The love of Srimati Radharani as to how she goes in Man, how she chastises Krishna. One time at the Govardhan Eco Village, Srila Radharan Swami Maharaj and the brahmacharis wanted to have a meeting, some construction update. So the brahmacharis, they wanted to meet Maharaj. And they told Maharaj that, Maharaj, we have a construction update, we want to connect. So Maharaj agreed. And then they asked Maharaj, Maharaj, where can we meet? Maharaj said, we will meet at Man Mandir, at the Govardhan Eco Village. So they said, Maharaj, why Man Mandir? Srila Radhanath Maharaj said, at Man Mandir, even if I chastise you all, it will be bona fide anger. Even if I get angry at you all, it will be bona fide anger. Let's meet at Man Mandir. Humorously. So here is Srimati Radharani, who is in Man with Krishna and keeps crying all the time. And Uddhav had never seen this. So Uddhav tells Narad Muni, my dear Narada, when I went to Vrindavan, I saw this. And I feel, according to me, the gopis of Vrindavan, headed by Srimati Radharani, they are the most supreme recipients of Krishna's mercy. And finally, Uddhava says this. Please kindly repeat. Asamaho charana renu dhushama hamsyam. Asamaho charana renu dhushama hamsyam. Vrindavane kimapi gulmalatau shatinam. Vrindavane kimapi gulmalatau shatinam. Yadyustyajam swajana maripatam cha hitva. Yadyustyajam swajana maripatam cha hitva. Vejur mukunda padavim shrutibhir vimargyam. Vejur mukunda padavim shrutibhir vimargyam. Uddhava, when he comes back to Krishna in Mathura, after staying for months in Vrindavan, when he comes and sees Krishna, he says, my dear Lord, I have only one desire. Krishna says, what is the desire? Uddhava says, I want to become a blade of grass in Vrindavan, so that whenever the gopis headed by Radharani walk, the lotus feet dust will touch on my head and I will actually understand what bhakti unto you means. Krishna looks at Uddhava and says, are you sure? You're Brihaspati Shishyo. Are you sure? Uddhava says, very sure. I want to become blade of grass. That's what Brahmaji also plays. That I want to become one of the mountains. And the four heads of Brahmaji, they become the four heads of Parsana. Four mountains of Parsana. Dangad, Mangad, Vilasgad, Bhalagad. The four heads of Brahma become the four mountains of Barsana, where Srimati Radharani had childhood pastimes. And Uddhava, who is so exalted, becomes a blade of grass in Vrindavan. That is Śrī Vṛhad. That is the sweetness of Vrindavan, where the greatest of devotees want to be insignificant, only so that they can get the mercy of Srimati Radharani and the gopis of Vrindavan. So now, Narad Muni, he gets convinced that Uddhava has directed me to the gopis, I should now go to the gopis. Now Narada is beginning to go to the gopis. Now what do you think the gopis will say? No, he did not even meet the gopis. He was about to go to the gopis. Somewhere the story has to end, because if he goes to the gopis will naturally say, no, we are not recipient. Translated to lightning. Akashvani. The gopis will naturally say, no Baba, we are not the highest recipient. As Narad Muni is going to the gopis of Vrindavan, Krishna intercepts Narada. Can someone read this?
Krishna manifests in Dwarka, embracing Narada in a direct revelation of his heart, confirming that the gopis' love is the highest to God.
As he was going to Vrindavan, Krishna said, no, come, I want to embrace you. And as he embraces Narada, in his heart, Krishna confirms to Narada that yes, what mathematics LHS equal to RHS you have done is actually right. The gopis of Vrindavan are the greatest recipients of my mercy. And now Narad Muni does not go to the gopis but takes Krishna's word, and Sanatana Goswami with this ends the first part of the Bṛhad Bhāgavatāmṛtam. Having said this, Śrīla Sanatana Goswami ki Jai! So with this, we conclude our 3 classes on the first section of the Bṛhad Bhāgavatāmṛtam. I thank all of you all for very kindly being here. I know it's a working day. It's a very tough job market. In spite of that, all of you all are here to hear and chant about Krishna and to inspire me. I really want to thank all of you all the hosts and all the 3 programs that we had. Without that, there's no avenue, there's no platform to speak about Krishna. I also want to express my gratitude to Bala Prabhu and Sharda Mataji. They have been a very kind host for our last 3 days, and if there was any mistakes I did in any Siddhanta or anything, please kindly forgive me. I am also speaking this first time, I am also learning this. If there is any mistake I did, kindly please forgive me. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai.
His Grace Arjuna Sakhā Prabhu ki Jai.